Bill Rowan, Colin Williams, Anton Davies, Peter Irwin, Glenn Schuyler, Jim Burgess. Those were really the 6 key people. And there was no intimidation factor. They were just good, solid people.
We were just young and just full of ideas and energy, and never really thought that we wouldn't be successful.
They respected each other, and they had good personalities.
There was a need to be able to communicate really well with our clients who were not specialists.
When we got started, there weren't many people that would tackle problems. Things would come up and they would appreciate the fact that you would try.
I remember talking with Charlie Thornton, who was the Thornton of Thornton Tomasetti, the structural engineers. He said, you know what I like about you guys? Is you make my life simpler, not more complex. And that became a kind of a motto of the company, was taking complex issues, which we understand, but the client doesn't, and boiling it down for them to something that's simple for them to grasp.
My father was one of the founders, so he was the W of RWDI. I would regularly come into the office, which at that time was an old facility on Woodlawn Road. It was this single-story plaza with these bays, and every year when I would come back to visit, RWDI would have taken over another bay. And eventually, RWDI had taken over 2/3 of this whole plaza.
The SkyDome rang a bell with me because it was the start of the building of major stadiums in North America.
Quite frankly, it opened so many doors for us to do so many other stadium projects.
Mark Vanderheyden and I came to RWDI around the same time back in 1988. Bill Rowan had really sat me down and said, Mike, we really want you to market. He really put very little restrictions on me. He said, you know, if you can find an area, a sector, and make it grow, then run with it. And so I did. And I did that with sports facilities, hotels and casinos, and really tried to open up a lot of the work that we do in South Florida. This particular model was used to measure structural loads on the balloon itself. And just to give you an idea, this balloon stands approximately 20 stories in height, so it's a rather large structure in itself.
I got hired for one of the early studies on the Grand Mosque in Mecca. So that's when we built the large wind tunnel in the old Woodlawn Road facility.
Grand Mosque was an amazing, amazing project. I think we had about 20 people working on the project at the time. We had to figure out how to air condition the Mataf, the area where the pilgrims have to circumnavigate the Kaaba 7 times.
There were many different techniques that were developed on that project, and we built a special wind tunnel for it.
That was our second wind tunnel for a long, long time.
Around 1999, which was around about the time that Bill Rowan stepped down and I took over as president, we had kind of made a decision, yes, we're open to opening offices in other places. I was keen to expand the company more, and during the time from 1999 to 2008, we tripled our staff, so I guess my inclinations were realized.
Peter's extremely intelligent, probably the most intelligent person I've ever met. And that's well known and well documented with all the awards he's won around the world. I was honored to be able to, step in when Peter decided to step down. And he said to me, you know, Mike, the company really needs a leader that's focused on the business side of things as well as the technical side of things. And I always took that to heart. And he was handing me the baton and he said, you can make this a business. Let's do it. And so I tried my best to do that.